Welcome guys, I'm doing a bit more standard today. This is a creatureless Grixis deck that I have here. I played it probably 2 or 3 months ago, but I've made a few changes today. I did just see someone playing a version of this in let me think. Yeah, somebody was they ran into this deck on the ladder. And the difference with that deck was it was running Negate. So that's one of the changes I've done. I thought let's throw in a couple of negates. Actually, I'll tell you who it was. It was Legend VD. They were playing a mono black deck with Corrupt, and he ran into this deck, and the deck just seemed to have Negate up whenever he tried to cast Corrupt, and it was quite impressive. But the idea of the deck, it's creatureless, so all of the creature removal spells are going to be pretty useless against this deck. So it's quite a good it's a slightly cheesy best of one deck where you just try and take advantage of all the creature removal there is, and just have more useful cards in your deck than they have. So the way we're going to try and survive, we're running quite a lot of creature removal. So in the 1-drop slot, I've got a couple of cut downs, a couple of strangles, and I've got one. I decided I'm going to try one copy of End the Festivities because we've got a variety of removal, and I was thinking it's quite nice to have to try and sort of fit your removal cards together. So sometimes against a tough target, you're going to use a couple of things together to take it down. So we're running 3 Malicious Malfunction and 2 Burn Down the House. These are our sweepers. So I've used in this kind of deck before. I've gone for the sort of the 3 cheap sweepers and 2 expensive sweepers. That's so you got 5 in total. For me, that 5 in a deck of 60 cards feels about right. Now, some people will play 8, some people will play 10 sweepers. I think that's probably too many. You need a good mix of the sweepers, the card draw, the single target removal. And then we've got 2 copies of the Celestus, and this helps us ramp out our big spells. We have 4 copies of Big Score, so this is one of our major card draw things. We also have 2 Tainted Indulgence for card draw. We've got 2 Galvanic Iterations to actually copy our spells as well. And then at the top end here, of course, we have 4 Invoke Despair with the Burn Down the House. We've also got 3 Invoke Calamity. What this spell does, it lets us cast 2 instants or sorceries with total mana value 6 or less from the graveyard and or the hand without paying their mana costs. And if they would be those spells were put in the graveyard, they get exiled instead. So this card is very good for rebuying your spells from the graveyard, and you can kind of see maybe the thought process in the deck why I've got End the Festivities. For 6 mana, you could do a Burn Down the House plus End the Festivities, and then that's going to be 6 damage to everything. I thought, yeah, that might make sense. So we've got quite a variety of different mana values, and we've got a generous number. We've got 5 1-drop spells as well. So because the main thing we want to rebuy is Invoke Despair. It's kind of efficient to have a 1 mana spell to go with it as well. So that's the reasoning there. And of course, we're playing the Celestuses are ramping us into these spells potentially on turn 4 as well. I guess the reason we got Tainted Indulgence is to sort of draw 2, discard 1. It's nice. It's a nice cheap card draw spell, and we don't mind if we're putting things in the graveyard as well. So that's the reasoning there. In terms of land, it's it's a 26 land deck. I mean, I would go 27 land, but I suppose the two Celestuses kind of like having an extra land in a way. And the mana base, you've really got to you have a lot of black and red sources, so that's what we have basically to be able to actually be able to cast these spells. So yeah, that's the deck. I'm going to go straight into ranked best of one with this and just see how we get on. Actually, the deck I was inspired by was using Brotherhood's End. So yeah, that's the best 3 mana sweeper at the moment. Three damage to everything. So I've taken a little downgrade. I'm just going for Malicious Malfunction. -2/-2 to everything. But it's still a pretty good spell. But right, so we're going second. We've got a 2-lander. We have End the Festivities. We can't cast our card draw spell. Fingers crossed, we're going to top deck a land. I'm just going to keep it. Okay. All right. Yeah, sorry, I'm back after a little break there. So we could actually Sokenzan at the end of the turn here and put some pressure on him. I think that could be quite cool. So I realised what I'm missing from the deck, and that's a Braid. That would be very good for taking out a Bankbuster. Okay, I'm thinking I want to Galvanic Iteration my Tainted Indulgence here. Okay, well, we've hit our land drop there. I think we're dropping End the Festivities. I don't think that's useful against this deck. Okay, Wandering Emperor is here. Negate's going to be good. Invoke Calamity's good. So she's down to 2. Got Strangle for her. do really want to play this land. I think we'll drop Malicious Malfunction, to be honest. Even though, obviously, that would kill his dude. Talking of killing his dude, so... Yeah, we just, I think, strangle this. Can't crew that. And we'll just attack the Wandering Emperor. That would seem to make sense to me.
Still have much to learn.
Okay, so he's got Dissipate. So I'm just going to read my Maestros Charm, because I'm thinking, I keep thinking of this as a removal spell with 5 damage. But you can look at the top 5, put one of those into your hand and the rest in your graveyard, and we can copy this as well. So that's quite a good move. But I think we'll swing in with these 2 dudes. Whilst he's tapped out, we'll just hit him with the Invoke Despair. Should be 6 damage. Which I didn't look at my mana base, but of course. And that draws us 3 cards, which is amazing. I forgot about the card draw there. Okay, right. Now, he's probably got counter magic up here. I'm just thinking that's instant speed. We can do a 6-point drain. Well, we can do 6 damage at the end of his turn with that at instant speed. Which seems pretty good. And then maybe Invoke Calamity. And we have Negate backup for that. Memory Deluge. Okay. Yeah. I should have responded to that. So we'll Galvanic Iteration. And we'll just Maestros Charm for direct damage. Okay, so we'll swing in for 2, see if that's good enough. Okay, we'll let that go. Then we'll invoke Calamity. And negate and dissipate. So yeah, it turns out very happy running Negate in the deck. Was not expecting to run into a control deck in the first game. But of course that's a good matchup for this deck. It's going to blank a lot of their creature removal. My creature removal also gets blanked, but it was maybe just the negate difference there. And also, I had just a bit more, maybe a bit more card draw. He did have the Bank Buster, but I was hitting my lands a bit easier there. Right. Okay, on to the next game. Okay, 3 land, no blue mana, but we do have the Celestus to get us blue mana. So I think this is keepable. We don't have any removal spells, so we've got to just try and survive the first 3 turns. Okay, well there is blue mana. That's a nice top deck. That will make life easier. So it is, we've managed to get 3 card draw spells. But yeah, it's looking like a soldier's deck. Okay. Yeah, I have to play these Sulfurous Springs here, don't I? And then it'll be a point of damage to use that card. We've hit 5 land. I think we can probably get away with discarding a land. Now that was unexpected. Okay, yeah. It's a soldier's... I thought it was a soldier's deck. I think it's a human's deck. So this can really get out of control. Because you can tap all your human creatures for mana. I think we're going to need a sweeper very soon. Malicious Malfunction, that helps a lot. It doesn't kill Dennick, you see. This is where the Brotherhood's End would be better, of course. I think we drop a Stormcarved Coast here. I want all these spells. Right. Do we Malicious Malfunction now to get rid of Catilda? And I'm going to say no. I think we're not under a huge amount of pressure yet. Myrel, okay. It's yeah, it's getting quite dangerous here. I think we need a land, so we've got to play this as a land. So Malicious Malfunction takes out Catilda. That's it. Myrel will get to attack and make... Oh, that's a soldier. Make 2 soldiers. The other option, I could do a big score can't do anything in his turn, of course. So we have to big score now in my turn. Right, so let's do that. Discard a card. Discard another big score. Play a land. Oh, we can't play a land. I've already played a land. I'm going to cut down Denick. Here. And maybe that was a mistake, now I think of it. Because I could have done Malicious Malfunction and cut down my rel. So, yeah. Maybe a little misplay there, unfortunately. Thalia is a problem. King Darian is a problem. So Malicious Malfunction will cost me 4. And then the second Malicious Malfunction will cost me 3, because Thalia will be dead. Very good top deck. Right, so as I say, this is an example of fitting your removal spells together in useful ways. So, 1 Malicious Malfunction. Right, the tokens are getting hexproof and indestructible, but their toughness is going below 0. So unfortunately, that's not going to work out. And you can see the misplay, cutting down Denick. The Malicious Malfunctions are also exiling. So I would have exiled Denick had I waited. He is just going to go ahead and play a Denick, and I'm going to Invoke Despair. And of course, you're guaranteed to draw into your next Invoke Despair. That's just how it works. Right, Torrens. Okay. Pass. And we can actually discard the Strangle, I believe. Oh, have we done it? We've hit our mana value, so that's excellent. Yep. Invoke Despair again. Start discarding cards. I think we're going to build up our land, though. Apologies, we had a little crash there, unfortunately. So we'll just get into the next game. But it looks like I had that game under control. Okay, yep, that seems fine. It's a red deck, so I can keep cut down mana up, can't I? Let's see. Let's start with the swamp. We'll cut down whatever unless it's a 3/3 haster. That's a problem. So that can get pumped by 1 mana spell. I can't. So unless he plays a Phoenix Chick now. Cool. So we've got that in response. Can pop it. That goes to the graveyard, and he doesn't get his card draw off it. So that's worked out quite well. He's still got 4 cards left. Okay, interesting. Has a Chandra.
I hope you like your hors d'oeuvres extra crispy. Let's bring things up to a simmer.
Another Kumano, and 1 card left. Alright, so Maestros Charm is 5 damage to target creature or planeswalker. So we can just take out Chandra now. That might be a good idea. 5 damage around with like extra mana and an extra ways of... It's going to cost us a point.
No after party. I'm wiped out.
Let's see if he's got a creature to follow up with. Reckless Impulse. Okay, he's playing these guys. He's going for the red spells deck. Okay. Now you get these cards until end of next turn as well. That's very nice. We actually hit our 4th land. That's pretty crucial. He's getting another 2/2 next turn, and he's gonna cast these guys. Yeah, he can cast both of these, which is quite annoying. Let's yeah, let's do what we can. We'll take this guy out and go next. Enter. Suppose we'd quite like to hit a sweeper spell here. 1 card in hand. It's the infantry. Is it the Forge Chanter? Yeah. So that's a pretty solid one to go for. I think we'll Tainted Indulgence. Try and find this some kind of sweeper. Okay. Do we drop the Negate here? It could be useful, but it's probably not as useful as other things. Okay, so let's big score immediately to try and get... We're just going to try and get a land drop here. I think... Do we discard Invoke Despair? It actually kills 2 things, doesn't it? We can discard a Maestros Charm. Okay, so we did hit a sweeper. We don't have the mana for it. I think we will just go for the throat on the infantry. How much damage are we taking here? 4. Potential 6 if he's got a spell. I think that's probably necessary. Although maybe what I should have done is kill the thing with 3 toughness there. Okay, that's a bunch of extra damage. So we're down to 3. Malicious Malfunction just leaves him with that one. Okay, Malicious Malfunction it is. Two damage, so... We've got Invoke Despair here. Maestros Charm can gain us 3 life. Okay, no, I've just realised the problem. So we are going to take 2 damage when we cast... No, we're going to take 1 damage when we cast Invoke Despair. but we have to do it. 1 damage, I think. I think it would probably stop me, wouldn't it, if... So, can you do 1 damage, Mr. Red Deck? Yes, you say. Yes, you can. Good game.
Whoa, I've never crashed a wedding like this before.
Yeah.
Give a toast? I'd love to.
So the little problem we had there was hitting the 5th land, which it will happen from time to time. We could have, instead of using the treasures to cast Go for the Throat, we could have risked... we could have waited, basically, to see if he was actually going to pump up his dude. Okay. What do we want? Yeah, let's go for the blue tap land. Well, it's looking like a soldier's deck. Okay. So we're on the draw. It's just, can we actually survive to turn 5 here? My guess is he will have something at instant speed. Yep. And I think my Go for the Throat should be on the pump creature that he might play before the attack. So he didn't play one before the attack. I'm just going to take out a 2-power creature just to protect my life total a little bit, so I last long enough to cast Burn Down the House. Okay, another flash creature. So that's looking like 7 damage. Down to 5. So if he has 2 Cathar Commandos in hand, he's waiting to play, he wins. That's the power of flash creatures. So, yes, Burn Down the House is the only option here. Oh, he might have a counter spell as well. He's got 2 islands there. Give it the good game. Alright, he couldn't. No, he's just going to look for next creature. Okay. Fair. So when this dies, it can come back and do another point of damage. Potentially 2 points of damage. I think we go for Invoke Despair as a card draw spell, really. We are going to take a point of damage doing this. It occurs to me. I guess we will risk it. We know this guy does 3 damage. It would take... Now if he does have that, it just takes unearthing the frontliner for him to win. Yeah, unearths the frontliner and he wins, I believe. It's exactly 4 damage. Yeah. So, maybe not such a good idea, that one. But that's interesting. It shows that we are just dying to instant speed stuff. But I suppose the hand was a bit slow. It had only had that one early removal. We were relying a lot on the 5 mana sweeper there. And we're feeling the pain lands a bit as well. That one pain land was the difference there between me getting an extra turn. So 2 early Malicious Malfunctions and a Strangle. And we do have double black. Okay. It's a black deck. Right. So the most this can get to on turn 2 is 2 power. I think we'll play the tap land here. See if he follows up with another cheap creature. Malfunction plus Strangle could be good to take out a Sheoldred. I think we'll do nothing. But he can get this to 3/3. He'll really want to draw cards though, I think. But he can do that at the end of my turn. Okay, my turn. Okay, another tap land. I think, yeah, we need our lands. We'll play this. I think we'll Strangle the Sleeper because it can obviously get to 3/3 now. Hold up Negate mana. I think the fact he got the Bank Buster out on turn 2, he took advantage of my tap land. And those extra cards might be quite important. We'll see. Might win him the game. Underdog. Cool. So yeah, he obviously has other things to do with his mana there. So it means I think Malicious Malfunction is reasonable here to take out an underdog. Although what we're missing now is a way to kill Sheoldred. It was going to be Malicious Malfunction plus Strangle. It's a choice between taking damage and letting him build up a board, or protecting your life total and then kind of having less cards to deal with his stuff. Exiles his own thing, of course. So we can't deal with a 3/3 at the moment. Although saying that, we can copy Malicious Malfunction here. That will cost us 5 mana, so we won't have Negate mana up. So I'm going to do that next turn. But if he has Sheoldred here, we've probably lost. Yeah. When we hit 8 mana, we could actually Galvanic Iteration and copy Malfunction twice to take out Sheoldred, but it's not the most it's a little bit awkward. Means we need to top deck another land as well. We lose those from the graveyard. So yeah, I think the Bank Buster on 2 was the killer. Yeah, that's got him 2 extra cards. So maybe I could not afford to play that. Now, 4, 8, 9, 10. I'm going to take 10 damage. But next turn I can Iteration, Malfunction. Right, how does this work again? Creature cards. He needs a creature card in the graveyard to do extra damage. Okay, well it's let's count this up again. That's 5, that's 8 mana. Yeah. Okay. It's a crazy plan, but it might just work. He's got... okay, one little problem. He's now got a pilot. So, we're dead. We're very dead. Little miscalculation there. Okay, let's negate that. So yeah, it was greedy playing the tap land on turn 2, because I had that negate. Could have had negate mana up from turn 2. I was forgetting that Mono Black Aggro is going to play Bank Buster. But you can also see, right, the if we had Brotherhood's End, 3 damage, easy peasy. We just copy it. It's 6 damage to everything. So it's probably... I don't know if I'd turn this game around and win if it was, but it's obviously get further in this game if we had that card. Yeah, I think because he played that creature on 1, and I just assumed, oh, he'll pump that up to 2/2 on turn 2. Or he'll play another creature. I wasn't thinking Bankbuster. Right. So this is a Thran Portal hand. Right. Well, we can get blue for Negate. Or red for Strangle. Then our card drawer is red. And then we need to top deck. Okay, I think because we're going first, we're not getting that extra card. I think this is a risky hand to keep. We'll give it a mulligan. Give it a mulligan. Keep 6 and put the Calamity back, because we do need a lot of lands in this deck. 4 lands is a good opener, I think. And then, yeah, we can always stitch 1 with Tainted Indulgence. Yeah. I think we can probably cycle the Xander's Lounge. Okay, that's a lot of stuff. We don't need that much blue in the deck. I think we can drop an island. I think we want to play the Xander's Lounge, because it's just going to give us access to a lot of the mana we need. Okay, Fable the Mirror Breaker. Popular choice. And we'll draw some cards. Okay, Malicious Malfunction. Right, we definitely need to keep our land. I think Iteration goes to the graveyard. Can always flash it back later. So I'm thinking a Strangle here. But once again, we're looking for that extra land. Oh, right, he is a Mardu control deck, it looks like. And there's Edgar. So we'd really like to copy Malicious Malfunction to take out Edgar. That's going to take us... we're going to need 6 mana to do that. It might be counterproductive doing Go for the Throat on him here. Okay. Invoke Despair. Okay, right. We can't cast Invoke Despair because we have a mountain and a Stormcarved Coast. So this is one of our problems in the deck. Okay, we're going to go for the Throat on Edgar. Wait, no. We'll wait to his turn. He doesn't have counter spells, so in the interests of preserving our life total, that might be good. But we're still on 20. I think we can take the 4 damage from Edgar, and fingers crossed we top deck a land. We've got quite a good turn if we top deck a land. Casius Welcome, okay. Card draw outlet. We top deck an untapped mana source as well, so Iteration and Malfunction. Seems good. And Edgar is exiled, and that's a very nasty threat. Emperor, okay.
I hope you're ready to move. Guards,
Draws a card off to Casey's Welcome. So I think we get a full Invoke Despair here. So we don't actually draw any cards off it, because it's Planeswalker, Creature, and Enchantment. Fable, okay. Right, we've got 7 mana here, so arguably go for the throat on one of these means he takes more damage, I get an extra card, right? So that's what I'm going for. Just to make sure I've got enough black mana. Cool, we get a big score. Invoke Despair on me for 6 and 3 cards, pretty good. It's going to be a pretty good card when your opponent has nothing. How much pain am I taking from this as well? Oh, I should be okay. We'll just go for it. I think I kind of want to play the Haunted Ridge here. So I'm going to do it. Because then I've got access to Maestros Charm. I can gain 3 life if I want. Okay, there's the next Fable, sure. How many have we been through? Just 2, I think. Unless... oh, 1 got exiled. Okay, that is Fable number 4. Wedding announcement, okay. Now we can... I think possibly even better than nuking a Goblin Shaman. I'm going to try the card draw aspect of Maestros Charm. Look at the top 5. So it's basically like an Impulse, but you get to graveyard a bunch of stuff as well. Burn down the house. Does take care of his board. I can Maestros Charm again, though. I'm going to Maestros Charm again, and so I've got 5 mana. I could find the Invoke Calamity. But do we do have the red mana for it. I was just thinking, I didn't check that. We do have 4 red mana. Negate, Celestus, Strangle, Celestus. Okay. Negate is actually quite useful. Okay, we're going to take 3 damage from these creatures. I probably want to discard that. I'll keep Negate mana up. Okay, yep, that's all cool. Definitely, if you can draw all 4 of your fables, that puts you in a good spot against my deck. Get rid of all of that useless removal. Invoke Despair, it's getting negated. Another no Invoke Despair. Okay, it's a Liliana to make me discard cards. Fair enough.
Happy to help, but
Right,
taking the
I'm
credit
gonna
for the
draw a card here and just see if it's something useless I can discard. Okay, it is a land. Let's drop the
Don't
land.
overthink things.
Okay, there's a cut down. Kills one of his creatures. I'm gonna go ahead and big score. Drop the cut down. Big score. Drop the land. Managed to hit 4 mana. Yeah, that didn't quite go as planned. Okay, never mind. We're taking 3 damage. We might survive the next turn. We might do. And I obviously could have used that cut down and discarded a big score. In hindsight, that seems like what I should have done, but never mind. What do we discard here? We can discard Iteration and still cast it from the graveyard. And how many Invoke Despairs has he had so far? So that was 1, 2, just 2. We're expecting number 3 anytime. Okay, well, he could have used that to do an extra point of damage.
Feel the energy of battle, then guide it.
Okay.
May your thoughts
Each player discards a card. Okay, Galvanic Iteration, please. Well, let's resolve first. There we go.
drop
Because obviously
it.
I could cast that in response, that's why it was letting me do that. Okay, over to my turn. Okay, Malicious Malfunction, you say? Let's count our mana. 3, 6, 7, 8, 12 mana. We obviously want an Iteration and a Despair for 8. That's little issue. We need 6 black mana. We need 8 coloured mana, and we're going to have that easily, I think. So, step number 1, Malicious Malfunction to lower the number of creatures. Wait, do we invoke... No, let's Galvanic Iteration and Invoke Despair first. I think. No, let's do this. Let's do this first. I haven't thought it through, and I'm running out of time. But let's Iteration and Invoke Despair on you. Auto pay. Shouldn't cost me any life points. And you again. So, there's a creature. There's an enchantment that's going to kill his other creatures. Can he sacrifice them before they die, is the question. I'm not sure. That's what I was wondering about with the Malicious Malfunction. I think we'll hold the Xander's Lounge here. And end the turn. We'll see if he top decks his next Invoke Despair. That just wins him the game. Wedding announcement, okay. Liliana.
Nobody knows, Dominari. I'm tired of your secrets.
Okay, I just discard the Xander's Lounge, I think. This at least kills his 1-1. It is an answer for the immediate threat. Let's big score discarding Malicious Malfunction. Just I'm thinking that this actually hits Liliana once, which is quite handy. Okay, there's Invoke Calamity, so we end the festivities and then we invoke Calamity, right? Do we have enough red mana for all of this? So he's got one less creature, right? And then we invoke Calamity. Auto pay. Go for Invoke Despair. Target the opponent. And view the battlefield. Get that out of the way. She's on 3. Let's take a Strangle and try and strangle Liliana first. So we get to do extra damage. And get extra cards. Do we want to play another land? Yeah, okay, let's play another land. How many cards have I got left? 13. Okay, let's cycle this. Oh, Negate. That's nice to have. Okay, I'm going to hold these lands. I've only got 12 cards left. He's got 28. So we've got the Negate for his next Invoke Despair, which is nice. We are just going to hit some land. Sure, let's play that one. Oh boy. We're both going to hit a lot of land. Yeah, that's so cool. That might just kill me. I have no answer to it. There's big score. Get rid of that pain land. Boom. Okay, Maestros Charm should be the win. Right? Unless he's got an instant speed creature. Okay, when he dies, each opponent loses 1 life. I will lose 1 life. Good game. There, that was something. My goodness. Right, on to the next one. We'll go for the 4 wins. It's maybe it's not the best deck in the world, but it's it's getting some. We're getting into some interesting territory. There's some interesting games happening here. We had to deal with 4 Fable of the Mirror Breaker that game, which is quite interesting. Right, this is not a very good hand, I've got to say, but it's got the right mana. We just, fingers crossed, we just top deck some good stuff. It's got all of our sort of utility cards that need other cards. Okay, do that one. Okay, that one. So in the opening hand, we've got 3 red. We've got 3 black. Yeah. Okay. There's the Bankbuster on turn 2. We know that that's probably bad news. Looks like we're doing a lot of different colours of mana here. The only one that's missing is green so far. So it's maybe an interesting deck we're up against. That is another source of red mana. If we do draw something other than land, we might be able to invoke Calamity. I'm just going to Sokenzan at the end of his turn, I think. I could have done it in my turn, really, but it'll make him think twice about casting something into my open mana. Leyline Binding on a token, sure. Okay, another land. Let's get in for a cheeky point of damage. So we started with 4 land in the hand. We've drawn 3 more, it looks like. 4 more, including the Sokenzan. At least that was the threat. Okay, we have the Invoke Despair. Do we have the black mana for it? No, we don't. Another Leyline Binding. Take out that 1/1. So yeah, it's an awkward start. His Bankbuster's about to come online. We actually have an answer for his pilot token though. As soon as we get that 4th black mana though, ooh, things are going to start happening. Just depends well, he's running blue. We'll just see if he's got negates or counter spells of some kind. Thinking a braid, I could chuck an abrade in the deck. That would definitely be a reasonably good idea. Okay. Teferi, he can just untap things. He's gonna untap some land so he can counter my stuff, I guess. Oh yeah, he can untap 3 things. Nice.
And some think time only flows in one direction.
Okay. My turn. There's the Maestros Charm. Okay. So this is 5 damage to target creature or planeswalker. So my idea here okay, I think right. Do we kill Teferi now? He's about to get card advantage off Teferi. If we wait till his turn, we have a chance to kill the Bankbuster after it's made into a creature. No, I think we kill Teferi now before he gets card advantage. Okay, that's dissipated, okay. Fair enough. So we will just resolve that. So that's the counter magic he's running. We've got 5 mana left, so even if he's got Spell Pierce, we can kill Teferi.
This is hardly my worst defeat.
Okay, another Bankbuster. Bankbuster's definitely my my weak spot at the moment. Hello? So that is another mana. I'm thinking Malicious Malfunction here and take out this pilot and just see if he counterspells it. We're due for another 4 damage next turn. Okay. Wandering Emperor, okay. So that's 3 damage in next turn.
Now you've done it. Hat's coming off.
Now you can use these abilities at instant speed, so let's just see what he does first. Okay.
Keep
Now,
watch for intruders.
Invoke Calamity lets us Malfunction and Maestros Charm, which that's going to protect our life till. He has 2 mana up for a counter spell, but let's give this a shot. Oh yeah, we could. We don't want to do that. We're going to cast from the graveyard, please. Oh wait. You're great. Yeah, it was confusing me there. I want these 2, please. 5 damage to Wandering Emperor.
I still have much to learn.
That's going to save us. That would have been 3 damage next turn. Okay, there's a Teferi now. 2 mana up for counter spells.
There is much the past can teach us.
That's a tap land. I'm hoping he's sort of greedy and he's got Dissipate as his counter spell, but he might have Negate. So let's count our mana again. We have 8 mana now. We'll try Galvanic Iteration. See if that's going to get through. And now Invoke Despair. And again. He will get to sacrifice these Leyline Bindings, so that's going to save him damage and stop me getting cards, which is a shame. But not much we can do about that. Do I hold this swamp? Is a good question. I'm gonna play it. 3, 6, 9 mana seems good to have. Farewell. Takes the graveyard out. Fair enough. Keeps his artifacts. Oh yeah, and he gets 4 damage through with that guy. Strangle that. Got 2 mana up. I'm gonna invoke Despair. We've got a Negate. That's pretty huge actually, and I'm gonna play another land. So we're up to 10 mana, I think. Memory Deluge. Let's let that go. That's fine. Another tap land. He's got 6 mana up. Okay, so Invoke Calamity for Invoke Despair. We've got Negate mana up. Okay. Counter the Dissipate. Other Dissipate, maybe. Graveyard, please. Invoke Despair. Leyline Binding. Interesting. Yeah, just play that to take 2 less damage and stop me getting a card. Makes sense. Good idea. I'm playing another land. Is there anything that can kill him for 2 mana? I don't think so. So, because I don't have lightning. Yeah, he's on 4 life anyway. I don't have lightning strike. Very close game, but I'm also quite close to death myself. And we'll Tainted Indulgence, probably discard Sulfurous Springs. Tainted Indulgence again. This doesn't... Oh, it does do damage to the opponent. Okay. Non-artifact creature. That's... So go for the throat's not much good. So we'll discard that one. We've got a few ways of killing him here. Okay. But we... Yeah, it's going to be Invoke Despair to the face, I think. Right, what does it... how much red have we got? End the Festivities, Maestros Charm kills him. 4 damage. But it's a question of how much coloured mana do we have? So I think maybe we can Invoke Despair and Invoke Calamity when it gets countered. Maybe that's the simplest thing to do. Except he's got a Leyline Binding again, okay. He's got the Wandering Emperor. Okay, yeah, that's a smart move.
I'm not overconfident.
He's doing that. Okay, that's a smart move.
Guards, to me.
We'll keep it simple, so he stops all the damage from Invoke Despair, which is really cool. I'm gonna just Invoke Calamity. Okay, good game. Wow, the Invoke Despair followed by Invoke Calamity gets him. Okay, that deck felt like it came pretty good at the end there. Up against other control decks. And we had long, grindy games with a bit of counter magic. That was quite interesting. So, but the Reckoner Bankbuster is something we're a bit weak against. Could we do something as simple as just replace both Strangles with 2 Abrades? I don't think Abrade hits Planeswalkers. I think it's something silly like that, isn't it? It's also good to hit Planeswalkers. Yeah, it only hits creatures. I think maybe 1 Abrade goes in the deck. I think that is an upgrade. We could replace Strangle. We could replace Go for the Throat. And then because we've got quite a few things against creatures already. This is obviously going from a card that's useless against Bankbuster to one that's useful. Yeah, that's probably my recommendation there. Just based on that, but probably based on the metagame there of having several decks that had Bankbusters. And of course, if you have Brotherhood's End, that is a straight upgrade. On Malicious Malfunction, there was that one game where I had Galvanic Iteration and Malfunction. If it was a Brotherhood's End, I could have killed the Sheoldred by copying this, but I was actually trying to do a double. I was trying to get enough mana to copy Malfunction twice just to kill Sheoldred, which is obviously a bit awkward. We do, of course, have Maestros Charm, which does 5 damage, so that's a good card against Sheoldred. And the 2 burn down the house as well. Yeah, that was pretty fun, quite interesting as well. I don't know if we didn't. I don't think we made much progress in Platinum. Have a little look. Yeah, we're 3 pips into Platinum 4. Yeah. Anyway, I think that is a video. So thanks for watching.